Hello, this is Gary the Coconut bringing you another replay of Heart of the Swarm Beta, Starcraft2. And this is a game between ATCENTURE, the red Terran player, and the blue Zerg player RepStosb. Now, I can't really say what league these are both in because in the Heart of the Swarm Beta, everything is new. You might be a very high-ranked player on the Wings of Liberty and then come to beta and you're not going to be very good starting out, but you'll be able to get better, later on. But ATCENTURE was Masters player in Wings of Liberty, so I'm going to cast, I did get a replay pack from him, so I'm going to cast a few of his games because I would rather cast some high-paced games than my own games, and replays are a little hard to find in the beta right now. So this is what we're going to cast, and this, I am mainly casting this game to talk about the map. So let's do that. This map is Carhall City, something like that, and it is very cool. Now watch this. So here is your first base, and your natural is connected to your base by this little ramp. So you defend this ramp, and you instantly are defending two bases. The feel for Heart of the Swarm is that they're trying to promote longer games, so you'll notice this very large map, very secure natural position, most secure of any map that Blizzard has made in StarCraft2. Now there is this, the third, you have your choice of this expansion or this expansion for your third. You'll notice these destructible rocks. Now with these destructible rocks, you'll notice they aren't placed there, and that's a little silly because you can still fit your expansion here, and that is the point. Our blue Zerg player said that he has lost all 4 of his placement mats so far, and I did as well, but he loses it because he's actually, well, you'll see. Okay, some people just want to watch the world burn, which you'll see here. Our Terran player is going to go ahead and do some hidden supply depots. Never a bad idea, I guess. So, back to these rocks. When you're in the game, if you mouse over the rocks, it shows an animation where they fall down. So these rocks, this is a rock tower. It only has 500 health. It goes down quickly. That is compared, of course, to the normal destructible rocks, which are 2,000 hit points. And you break this rock, and it rolls down and blocks their expansion. So this is an offensive rock tower, whereas this is a rock debris to slow you down expanding so you can't expand quickly. But this is an offensive rock tower, so you want to destroy your enemy's rock tower, and neither of the players are going to do that in this game. But of all the things you're trying to learn new things, one of them is offensively blocking expansions. And so then they'll have to go ahead and knock down those rocks, which will be 2,000 hit points just like here. And so that is a very interesting way to play. Another thing about the Heart of the Swarm expansion is that when you just start out, the default is you can't click on things like destructible rocks. You can't click on the enemy buildings if you scout them, and that is because there is a button you have to select called be able to select non-commandable units. So that is a little silly, but it's okay. So those are the main things I want to talk about with this map, the different expansions, and definitely this rock tower. Now let's go ahead and speed up to watch the game now that I finished talking about the map. Sorry, that was a long explanation of the map. But when I was playing on the Heart of the Swarm ladder, there were a lot of people who are still playing Wings of Liberty, and it makes no sense to me. And so when that happens, and what I mean by Wings of Liberty is they're playing Heart of the Swarm, and they're not getting any new units. I just want to sit there and I want to try to learn the game. I want to be... I think I am thinking about it long term. So maybe you just want to try out your old rushes and see if they still work. Maybe that's the idea behind it, but I was getting like cannon rushed and other nonsense stuff going on. So what am I saying here? Oh yeah. So some people I think are still caring about rank and things even though it's just the beta. And you can worry about your rank anytime. So let's see what happens here. He is doing some scouting. Another thing to notice is how tiny these queens are. They're a lot smaller than they used to be. and it kind of threw me off. Like, I was looking at the creep tumor, and I'm like, why is the creep tumor so huge? I think they made creep tumors bigger, and they made queens smaller, and I really wish that I could show you the new creep tumor animation, because it's very crazy. It's like a sea serpent of the creep. And here we go with the I keep want to call it douchebaggery. He's doing a Bangling bust in the beta. Luckily, he does have some warhounds. These have a lot of health. They have more health than a tank. And they have these haywire missiles that are rallied to attack. Those are for mech units, right? Mechanical unit, yep. 30 damage per volley. Very high. These things are these things are so cool. They're cheap to build, they're quick to build. You on 2 bases you can just pump them out on 4 factories easily. And yeah, you see here he has 3 factories, all of them producing. And here comes the Bangling bust. Let's see how these warhounds do. He does have 2 warhounds, and 1 goes down, the second holds it off and just absorbs all those Banglings, and the Blue Flame Tullians clean up the Zerglings, and RepStosb decides that he's out of there. Gee, I wonder why he's losing all his placement matches. So, sorry, this map was just to explain the new features of the maps, and that is going to be about it for all I want to talk about for maps, as far as maps go. So now the rest of the games that I'm going to cast, I want to talk about the new units and new strategies. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is Gary the Coconut, and I will see you next time.